Straight match reaction, straight match review. Chelsea's third FA Cup final in a row in the last 3 years. Wonderful performance, and it is five finals in 6 out of 6, and it is tremendous to see. Let's get into the video. Okay, now three things quickly. Obviously we saw Ruben come on for Kovacic. Unfortunate for Kovacic picked up a little knock. Obviously some discomfort in obviously in his foot, and wasn't able to continue. Obviously Ruben comes on, scores that goal. He was in a more advanced position after the second half. Obviously, when he came on in the first half, he was playing alongside Jorginho, which is really his best position. He isn't really a 6, and a lot of people understand that he's more of a 10, and it's tremendous to see that when he came on, he was able to add his little performance. He was able to get get past players. Players were trying to take him down, and he was able to get past them. Tremendous performance from him, and it is a wonderful thing to see that he is doing good. After his poor little games, in the prior ones, and he did quite well. Came on in the second half, he did quite well. He was in more advanced positions, was making passes, and he got himself a goal against a team that he was on loan at least 4 years ago, I could say. So it's tremendous to see from him. Wonderful performance from him. Ruben did quite well. Hopefully, Kovacic's injury isn't really horrible. Obviously, after this video, you may get more information from Tuchel after his post-match interview, and we'll find out what is the status with Kovacic in due course. Obviously, it's pretty unfortunate, but Ruben came on. That's what you call a super sub in a sense, and he did tremendously well. And Tuchel had a lot of praise for him, prior to the game and leading up to the game. He was saying that, Ruben finds, or he satisfies with a limitation too soon, and I mean, he's doing quite well, and people will say that his best position is as a 10, and I mean, this could be an answer at least, for offering something different. Who knows? We may see him being used as a 10 now, and who knows? But he's doing quite well, and I'm happy that he got himself a goal, his first goal of the season, and it comes in the FA Cup. Now the second thing is Timo Werner. Absolute great performance from Timo Werner. Only thing that was missing from Timo Werner was a goal. He came close. He created so many chances. He created a goal for Mason Mount. He did tremendously well, and he's I don't know, man. Timo Werner has turned a corner, it seems like, and that's 3 good performances from him in the last 3 games, and it's tremendous to see from Timo Werner. Timo Werner is adding more pressure, and obviously, people will say that this is the difference between Lukaku and Timo Werner. People will still argue to say that we brought Timo Werner in to score goals. He hasn't been doing that, and I can understand why people be frustrated at him. Now, the thing is, Timo Werner has turned a corner, it seems, and he's been creating more, and he has created in the past. It's not like he hasn't created in the past this season. He created for Rudiger against Spurs, when we went away at Spurs. So obviously it wasn't like he didn't create. He was still creating, and even last season. But the only thing is, we brought him in for him to score goals. I'll agree with that narrative, and I'll agree with that that statement that he's doing good, he's creating, that's good, but we brought him in to score goals. But at this very moment, we have to take what we can. Honestly, I have said in the past that we shouldn't really be saying that, oh, Timo Werner is doing this, but we have to satisfy with this, because the moment he's creating more like this, the more he creates and gets more assists, it'll build his mentality and he'll bring his momentum, and that will lead to him being more confident in front of goal and probably score more goals. But he created so many chances. He created a beautiful pass straight into Lukaku. Lukaku hits the post, and I'm gonna add these 2 names in this one section of this video. And Lukaku is having an absolute stinker of a performance right now. I don't know what is wrong with him, honestly. And listen, I will still say that the way that we play doesn't suit Lukaku, but at the same time, Lukaku is supposed to have the adaptability in him. He should be able to adapt quite easily, but he doesn't have that, and that's understandable because he isn't used to that. And I guess in a sense you can say he was spoiled by Conte, because Conte, really had his attack and his system situated around Lukaku. So because of that, Lukaku isn't really aware of what to do, because at Belgium, all you need to do is to put the ball in the back of the net. You have runners like Hazard, Thorgan Hazard, Eden Hazard probably. Witzel is not really the greatest example, but he does create sometimes. You do have players that will make those in the passes. Obviously, you have that young player from Rennes. I can't remember his name. His name may come back to me if you remember the name I'm talking about. He plays for Stade Rennais or Stade Rennais or whatever you want to call it. So if you remember that, please tell me what it is. But he's doing quite well, and Lukaku isn't doing quite well. Werner's doing quite well, Lukaku isn't doing quite well, and it's a horrible contrast, because when Lukaku was doing quite well, Werner wasn't scoring goals. When Werner is scoring goals, Lukaku isn't scoring goals. The only time that has really happened is probably once or twice. Against Zenit, he created that chance for Lukaku. Lukaku scored. Against in the FA Cup, I think it was. He also created a chance for him, and we came back and we won 3-2. I think it was against Luton. Yeah, it was against Luton, and we were able to get goals there, and he could get goals. Both of them were scoring, but we don't really have a contrast of good performances from these two whenever they play, and it's really frustrating, because we brought Lukaku in for 97 million. People will quote it as 100 million plus, and I'll agree with that. But Lukaku is not really performing right now, and he's been linked with a move away. I'm not gonna make this video be too negative, because we won the game, and yes, I don't want to disregard everything else, because Crystal Palace gave Chelsea a very difficult game. They defended quite well for most of the game, but ever since that Ruben loftus goal, they have fallen short of it all. And it's unfortunate for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace had a great campaign, and they can be really happy. Obviously, I think one of the missing players that they probably missed from the beginning was Olise, but when Olise came on, he was doing quite well. So fantastic from him, fantastic from Crystal Palace, great game. Alright, now the last aspect of this video will be about the latter stages of this performance, and the latter stages of what happened leading up to this 2 goals. Now, Mason Mount got himself a goal as well. Fantastic from him. He scored. That's 3 goals for him in the last. Actually, not 3 goals. Actually, that's 5 goals. I think it is. Yeah, 5 goals for him in 3 games. So that is fantastic, and he's doing quite well. And it looks like he needs to keep that haircut. Every time he's scoring back, just cut back here, because that's basically what he needs to be doing. And he's been scoring goals now. He's been getting the goals that can help the team, and it's fantastic to see from him. Now he needs to just continue to do that, and he needs to make better decisions, because sometimes his decisions were still poor in this game, but he still got a goal, and that is good. But we need to not disregard it. We have to speak about it. Obviously, he did quite well. He made mistakes. His decision making was poor when it came on to passes. He slowed down the tempo a bit, and and probably 2 times he made passes that he didn't have to make, and it was costly. And we were and 2 times we were counter-attacked by Wilfred Zaha, and Eze was making runs, and even Schlupp. And McCarthy was doing a lot of work as well. Obviously, they had Mateta who was doing tremendous. Koyate, could have scored a goal, but Mendy came up clutch in this game. He made a good stop. He wasn't really challenged where he had to make a lot of saves, but they did give us a really intense game. The game was intense, and I think a lot of people predicted that. Now, I know that Crystal Palace did quite well, and I know that people say that Crystal Palace was supposed to be a winnable game, but they did quite well. And I need to take this very moment as well to say that Patrick Vieira is doing a tremendous job. Comparing the fact that when we first played them at the beginning of the season, in the Premier League, we won them 3-0. It was his debut really in the Premier League. But ever since that game, and ever since he lost those couple of games, he improved slowly, and his team has been playing better. Obviously, there was a lot of times where they would take the lead, and then at the end of the day, they would bottle it by conceding late and then get draws instead, and they've lost games as well. But I like the project that Patrick Vieira has done. They're playing better under him than they did under Roy Hodgson. I mean, he played good football, and they were compact. But Patrick Vieira comes in, they play entertaining football. The way that they play is beautiful to watch, and I like watching them play. But it's interesting, that he's come a long way, and I mean, comparing from the beginning of the season to now, he's done tremendously well, and I have to wish them good luck. They got eliminated. It's unfortunate. Commiserations to them. They'll be next year, but they did tremendously well. They had a great campaign, beating teams that were not easy, but came on top. And Conor Gallagher was probably a loss for them because they weren't able to play him. And who knows if was he allowed to play against Chelsea? What could have happened? We never know, and I don't think we want to know because Chelsea came out on top. That's the video. Like and subscribe. Share the channel. Help me get to 200 subscribers. I'm 60 away at the moment of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe once again. Share it. Peace. Have a good one. Stay safe.